Welcome to this on-demand webinar, Growing Your Business with Existing Clients, that's hosted by ProfitSense Professional Services and L. Harris Partners. In the next 8 to 10 minutes, we're going to be making the business case for focusing more of your time on your current clients. I'm Lee Eisenstadt, a founding partner of L. Harris Partners. I've been the Chief Operating Officer for 2 top 50 accounting firms, and prior to that I spent 28 years with Fortune 500 companies as a VP of Finance, Finance Director, Controller in both the US and Europe. Along with my partner Tom Siders, we've also written the book Wallet Share, Grow Your Practice Without Adding Clients. The 6 most common and frequent ways to grow a practice include acquiring another firm or practice or merging with one, increasing your fees or prices, selling more of your existing services to new clients, or selling more of your existing services to current clients. You can also take the time to develop and sell new services to new clients. And last, you can develop and sell new services to existing clients. There may be some other ways to grow a practice, but these are certainly the most common and the most frequently employed strategies. Because there are 6 different growth strategies, you're going to have to make some choices about which of them you're going to implement, because you can't implement all of them at the same time. There needs to be a balance struck between new clients and existing clients, developing new services, and working with the services you already have in your repertoire. One of the problems that firms regularly face is that their compensation systems reward and favor developing new business from new clients over developing that same amount of business from an existing client. And it's that balance between business from new and business from existing that we're going to be focusing on in the balance of this presentation. Here we've laid out the 6 growth strategies on a grid that compares their relative investments to implement to the time it takes to realize the benefits of each of the strategies. Acquisitions are in the lower left-hand corner because they require the biggest investment and take the longest time to show a positive ROI. Price increases are in the upper right-hand corner because they can be implemented almost instantaneously and require little if any investment to implement. In between, you have developing business from new clients and developing that same amount of business from an existing client. New clients are in the lower left-hand quadrant because it's generally understood that it costs about 11 times more to develop new business from a new client than it does to get that same amount of business from an existing client. You're also 5 times more likely to close on business or proposals with an existing client. The probability of selling to an existing customer is about 60 to 70%. The probability of selling to a new prospect is only 5 to 20%. And it's because of the advantages of how long it takes to realize the benefits and the relatively low investment it requires to develop new business from an existing client that focusing on selling more business to your existing clients needs to be part of this growth strategy for a firm. In addition to the relatively short time it takes to show a positive ROI on securing new business from existing clients, there's an even more compelling reason for CPA firms to be dedicating a much larger share of their business development effort against their current client base. And that reason is quite simple. There is so much opportunity sitting within your existing clients. During 2013, we asked 150 managing partners across the country how much untapped revenue potential was sitting within your current client base, and they told us it was 24% of their annual revenue. Now, we don't expect a firm to grow 24% each year forever, but certainly 15% for the next 2 to 3 years, with all of that revenue coming from your current clients, seems very reasonable. And if you add on to that a small price increase, bringing in a few new clients, and not letting too many clients out the back door, you can easily argue that there should be a 20% growth rate for the next 2 to 3 years for most accounting firms. So what are the strategies and tactics firms should consider implementing in order to capture this huge amount of opportunity that's sitting within their current client base? First and foremost is just making clients aware of the services you offer. We regularly find that about 35% of clients are using multiple firms, and that about 29% of clients say they don't understand or aren't aware of all the services their CPA firm offers. We don't know if there's a correlation or a coincidence here, but unless your client knows everything you do, they're going to be going outside, going to a third party when they need a service that they don't think you offer. So the question really is, how much money do you want to leave on the table for your competitors? In addition to making clients aware of all the services you offer, another strategy or tactic that firms should be adopting is getting better at capturing referrals from their current client base. We regularly find that accountants or lawyers are very sheepish or shy about asking for a referral, and the data says that there's really no reason for you to be that way. We regularly find that about 2/3 of clients are likely to refer their CPA firm on to others. We also find that 81% of the people that we've surveyed, and we've surveyed more than 5,000 clients of CPA firms and 700 partners of those firms, but we find that 81% of the partners that we've surveyed underrate the likelihood that their clients are going to give them a referral. We also know that if you don't think you're going to get a referral, the likelihood is you won't ask for the referral, which then comes to the final statistic. 52% of people must be prompted before a referral before they will give one. So we know that most of your clients are likely to give you a referral. More likely than not, you don't think you're going to get a referral, and the only way you will get the referral is if you ask for it. But if you ask for it, you won't be disappointed most of the time, and this is a terrific way to tap into that opportunity that's sitting inside your current client base. The third strategy or tactic that firms should be adopting to tap that huge incremental opportunity that's sitting inside their current client base is just doing a better job at understanding the unmet and emerging needs of their clients. And it's really easy to do. All you need to have is more frequent conversations with your clients about their business, not about their most recent tax return or an audit, but just their business. What have been their successes? What are their objectives, goals, plans for the future? What obstacles are they facing? The more the client tells you about their business, the more problems you're going to identify that they have that you can help them solve. And what's really interesting is they may not even be aware that they have some of these problems. And all of this leads to additional work for you. The other thing you have to be doing is assessing both client satisfaction and client loyalty on a regular basis. These are not interchangeable terms as many people think. Client satisfaction is very transactional and looks at the most recent experience the client has had with your firm. Client loyalty is much more experiential and looks at the entire relationship from beginning to the present and how that person or people have interacted with your firm. Client satisfaction and client loyalty are as different as a Polaroid snapshot and a time-lapse video. Both are very valuable, but both serve very different purposes. At the end of this webinar, we will provide you with a link to a website where you can download a white paper that we recently wrote that describes the differences in more detail between client satisfaction and client loyalty and what you will learn from measuring both of them. The last strategy that we're going to talk about in this short webinar is the need to prioritize your clients. Now, I'm sure many of you are saying, but we already do that. And I'm sure you are, but I'll bet you're doing it just on a set of financial factors. Realization, annual revenue, maybe payment history. There are a number of other attributes that have to be factored into that equation for prioritization. They include such things as, is the client part of a strategic industry? What's the expansion potential for that client? And are they a good source of referrals? You also have to look at the client itself. Are they a marquee client? How much care and maintenance do they require? And what impact does that client have on the morale of your staff? By looking at all of these other attributes when you prioritize clients, you're taking prioritization well beyond, the need to give the best clients the best service. You're starting to identify which clients you have to eliminate to create the capacity for growth that you're going to realize when you start to tap into that opportunity that's sitting within your current client base. So you need to understand which clients you need to either fix or shed in order to accommodate all the growth that you're going to be bringing in. Wrapping this up, what should you be taking away from this 9 minutes we've spent together? First and foremost is that there's double-digit growth potential sitting inside the current client base of most firms. Managing partners have told us that it's an average of 24% of annual revenue. To tap into this growth potential, there's several things you need to be doing. One is do a better job at educating your clients on the range of services you offer. Remember that about 1/3 of clients say they don't know all that you do, and 1/3 of clients are also using multiple firms. This is probably related. So educate them on what you do. Don't be as sheepish or as shy about asking for referrals. To get a referral, you have to ask for a referral, and it's likely that you don't think you're going to get a referral, but 2/3 of your clients are willing to give you a referral. So ask them for it. You also need to be continuously updating your assumptions on what your clients want and need. And remember, you do this by both understanding client satisfaction and client loyalty. The two terms are not interchangeable and they are measured in very different ways. The last thing you can be doing is focusing your resources and your efforts by prioritizing your clients and not being afraid to eliminate those clients that are blocking you from adding more profitable, bigger clients. So these are just some of the keys to how can you grow your business from your current client base. Tom Siders and I have written the book WalletShare, Grow Your Practice Without Adding Clients. It's available on Amazon both as a Kindle and a hard copy, and it gets into all of these topics in much more detail. There's also a white paper that you can download at the website that's shown on the screen that goes much more deeply into the differences between client satisfaction and client loyalty and how they really aren't substitutes for one another. If you have any questions about something we've covered here, you've got my contact information on the right side of the screen. Feel free to give me a call.